Coop Dizzle.
Notch? Is that you?
Yes, it is I, Notch. You were supposed to be building the most epic base of all time and fulfilling the prophecy of the Pick of Destiny. Why is it taking you so long? It's been months since you've made any progress at all.
I know, Notch, but the next thing that I have to build here is the lake. And it's just so big. I've never built anything this big. And I don't know, I can't wrap my head around it. Please, can you help me? Show me what to do.
Very well. I will show you.
Oh, wow. This is beautiful. The waterfalls. I love it. This is going to be amazing.
Do you see now what you must do?
Yes, Notch. I know exactly what to do.
Good. Now wake up.
What's up, guys? It's Coop Dizzle here, and welcome back for another episode on the StreamCraft server. It's been absolutely ages, and I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I know, like, some of you guys really love the StreamCraft series, and to be honest, I love playing on StreamCraft, but man, I've been busy. So, unfortunately, just busy on the Diamond Society. Speaking of which, and actually, this has nothing to do with the Diamond Society, I want to say thank you guys so much for all of your support on the last episode, the 3,300 blocks of TNT. That was kind of like a slow episode up until the end, right? It was like a slow build and a big finale. And but I really love how that explosion turned out, and you guys did too. So thank you so much. I cannot promise that this episode is going to match that in coolness, but hopefully we're going to get some cool stuff done, okay? I actually recorded a different intro, and I'm having to record a new one because I accidentally erased that footage. So you can kind of see what I've been up to by looking at this map here. Alright, and in the last episode I talked about how we were going to get rid of that mountain in the middle and then try to build up natural walls and create a lake. And what you're seeing here is the start of that, and I wanted to show it to you in this map form here so that when we go out, you'll kind of be able to understand what's going on a little bit better, okay? So we've got this, let me get back into here. We've got multiple layers. So for example, the ones that are most on the outside, those are on about Y76, so the water will be on Y77. Yeah. So we've got a few of those, and there's a little one right here. I think I might want to add maybe a bigger one. That might work maybe a little bit better. And I think I've had to experiment with this a lot, okay? So I've still got a lot of work just to do on this, particularly this inside bit. I think this is meant to come in a lot closer to the center of the map and leave way more room on the outside. So yeah, it's just, and that's so hard to do, you know what I mean? Let's go check it out. Actually, do I need to sleep? No, I don't need to sleep. So yeah, we'll go up here. You can kind of see it. Now be prepared. It's really ugly right now, okay? But have some faith. It's gonna turn out looking really, really good, okay? So you can see this outline of coarse dirt here. I've been doing most of this stuff in coarse dirt. So yeah, as we go to the outside though, I have built up some basic walls. Now what you're seeing with the dirt walls on the outside of this, it is not the final shape, okay? But that said, the shape is probably going to be fairly simple. Hello, I'll take you back. The shape is probably going to be fairly simple because water is going to be flowing over this, and so it doesn't necessarily, I don't know if it needs to be super well shaped out. But anyway, I've been kind of taking lessons from one of my favorite YouTubers, Good Times with Scar, and how he approaches his terrain projects, because he does a lot of custom terrain work and it's phenomenal. If you've never seen it, his recent episodes for his single player world, it's jaw-dropping. I mean, I don't know what else to say. So go check out Good Times with Scar, okay? And anyway, he just says, don't give up. That's all he says. Don't give up. He uses dirt blocks to shape out things, and then he goes back through and replaces those dirt blocks. So he says, yeah, that might take longer, but it works for him. It's a process, a slow process. And it definitely, guys, is a very slow process, because each one of these, like that, for example, I have redone that shape probably about 4 times at least, and I can say the same thing for almost all of these. I've redone that shape over and over and over, and that's why it's taken so long to do that. And like I said, I've been really busy on the Diamond Society. We might talk about that a little bit more later. Now check this out. This was not like this before. This was, I think, a mountain, and I carved out quite a bit of it here. And it would probably look better if I were a little more centered on it, but I've carved that out, and you can see I've started to make some basic shapes and kind of build that up a little bit. But I want the lake to kind of flow out into that direction over there. So yeah, I don't want to take too much more time with this clip. I just kind of wanted to give you guys an idea of what I have been doing when I have managed to get onto the server and work on this. I definitely have not given up, okay? So no matter how long it is until the next StreamCraft episode, know that there will be one, because I really am passionate about this base project. But I tell you what, man, if you are not a fan of the Diamond Society yet, please go check out that series. I think it is turning out to be a great series. A lot of fun, lots of cool people on the server, and it is a very, very active server. Like, the builds, man, the builds that we are doing over there are just incredible. We have some incredible builders, some great technical players, and it's just really, really, really cool. And I just feel really, I'm excited to go play on there, you know what I mean? Because there are lots of great players and just so many cool things happening, great content creators. You know, it's just been really cool. So it has definitely kept me busy. So this is kind of the other part that I have to do. I want the water to basically fall down multiple times. So let's see if this makes sense. You've got these areas out here where the water will fall down from Y77 down to about 74, 73. And then it will fall down again here in the middle. And it'll almost, I'm hoping, be somewhat reminiscent of Niagara Falls, just not as tall, you know, which will be really, really cool. And then above that, we're just going to have giant cliffs. Like, I don't know how tall, maybe not even that tall, but at least, I don't know, 10, 15 blocks might be good. But just natural cliff sides surrounding the entire place. I think it's going to be insane. But yeah, it's going to take a lot of work. So anyway, I can't remember what I was saying before I kind of started showing you this stuff. But yeah, and I'm going to tear this down because I know I'm going to have to tear it down anyway. Alright, so I may have to go collect up some more gravel. Hopefully I can get another good shovel. I think I have to like get a new one after this. But just so much work to do, guys. And yeah, we're either going to focus on the lake bed, which is a massive, massive, like epic landscaping build. An epic build, just a landscaping build. Or once I get the lines figured out, I may try to build the first platform and try to build our observation tower this episode. So you'll know by the thumbnail for sure, but it's going to be one of those two things, guys. All right, so I'm going to continue working, and I will see you when I see you. So, did you make it this far in the episode? Man, I hope so. I was really unfocused in that last clip, guys, but I'm finally hitting my stride now, and I'm really excited about it. And I wanted to share a couple of things with you real quick. First of all, a little tiny bit of progress, even though it's taken me a long time. You may remember, hopefully, from the last clip that this outside curve kind of stayed really close to the edge over here. And I was saying that I probably would have to redo that, and I have. I have found a way, I've kind of gotten the hang of doing this, of doing these gigantic curves. And this is, I've never really done anything like this before, guys. And I have struggled. I already have redone all of these I've redone several times. And now I feel like I'm finally getting the hang of it. So now I'm in the process of redoing this one. This was just a little thing that went here, but now it's going to come up and it's got to go around here, and it's actually got to continue until it meets here. So this is all going to be one large area. So let me scoop up some maps real quick, and I want to kind of show you how I'm doing this. I'm taking the maps with me. The maps are very, very important. Okay, get out of my face. There we go. Maybe this one? Okay, that's probably what we'll need right there. Alright, so let me head over to this curve that I'm working on right now. And I want to show you a little bit of the process, just in case you ever want to do this. But to do this, you're going to need a map. Alright, so here we are. We're on this giant flowing curve of natural terrain that I'm working on at the moment. And first of all, okay, when using the map, the little arrow gets in the way, so you kind of have to back up a little bit. Okay, and is this the right map? No. This one? No. Yes, that's the one. Okay, good. So I'm looking, now I have this sketched out on paper, right? I'm kind of taking a look here. It's looking pretty good. I want it to curve sort of out that way just a little bit more. So let's go see what we can do about that. It's already kind of curving, see, and I'm trying to take it in. That's the wrong way to go. So let's go maybe from here. And what we're going to do is we're just going to build out a little bit. That was 3. Let's try 2. And then, so I said 2. I want this part to be 2. This is the part that's going to be visible. And you have to add another block here to really do that properly. And basically, okay, see, now I want to take a step back and see how it's shaping up. This one, right? Okay, so in that case, that is a little bit too sharp. I don't want it to quite curve out that much. Maybe, okay. So let's try, okay, first of all, we can get rid of this. I don't want to get confused, and we're going to get rid of about this much. And I'm going to hop down there and get my resources back momentarily, so don't worry about it. 1, 2, 3, 4. How many was this? 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. So let's make this 3. So we're going to get that out of there. I don't know how that's going to turn out. Not feeling that one too much. Let's do a few 2s. So 1, 2, and then let's do a couple of 1s. 1, and then let's do a third one and start coming it back in this direction. Okay, cool. So basically what you're seeing here, because I don't want to spend too much time on this, yeah, kind of. I kind of like that. Are we visible down here yet? We're not. And we're not visible. Well, we kind of are just barely visible here. Okay, so that's good. That's really good. Really, really, really good. Let's get rid of this. Knock all of this out. Okay, so we just have a couple of really long straight lines. I keep getting sidetracked. Like, I don't want this clip to last forever, but yes! Yes! Yeah! Oh my gosh, guys, I've struggled so much with this, and I'm so excited now that I'm finally getting the hang of it. And you can see here that central line, which falls below this one, it looks really, really pretty, doesn't it? I know it's hard to see over there because of all the brown, but you get the idea over here, and just imagine that that's going to be a very gentle waterfall coming down, and this is going to be a gentle waterfall as well. Oh my gosh, it's going to be so good. It's going to be so good. All right, so this is what it is, guys. It's experimentation, it's perseverance, and it's patience, okay? And you don't give up. You do not give up. All right, so I'm going to keep working on this. I've got to bring this thing all the way out over here. It's got to intersect that line, and it's got to hit somewhere over there, or possibly where that one is, and all of that's coming down too. Whew, all right, see you in a bit. Alright guys, I'm sorry if I sound tired in this clip, but it is like 2:30 in the morning, and I just finished a major part of this build, and I really wanted to hop on here and record and kind of show you how this has turned out. So I think I mentioned this in the last clip, but what I'm realizing now is that when you're doing major, I guess, terrain work, which is kind of what we're doing here, right? Because we're making a lake, and right now we're making the bed of the lake. So that's basically terrain work. I feel like it's going to be kind of like setting down the foundation of a house. And if I can get that foundation right, then the rest of it will just kind of fall into place, just like if you're building any other structure. Does that make sense? So I think that I have finished the foundation, and this took ages. So I already kind of showed you guys a little bit from down there and what that looks like. But I thought up here would be a really cool place to check it out. I've spent several more hours defining these lines, trying to get them really, really nice, and really to be exactly kind of what I pictured in my head. That was a really hard thing to do, guys, but we just about got it. And the lines, they flow. I think they flow really well. And in some cases, you might think that it's not natural looking because maybe for your taste, they flow a little bit too well, right? But for me, I think this is fantastic. I think this works great. And I can just imagine us walking around on platforms, going from skyscraper to skyscraper. The platforms are going to be emerging out of this lake and just seeing the different levels, the different heights of the waterfalls, right? So like over there, I wish I had Optifine, but you can kind of see there's a dirt pillar going up and down over there. And so if you can imagine for a second, on one side, the water is just going to fall down about 3 or 4 blocks, come over here, fall down another 3 or 4 blocks. Over here, though, it's just going to fall straight down several blocks. So just seeing stuff like that in the background is going to be really, really cool. But the other thing is, well, no. We're going to get to that later. The next step, I have retooled. I've still got some of this coarse dirt, but I grabbed some stone, some andesite. I'm actually going to go back into the chest room and get some cobblestone. And I might have to start a vine farm and get some mossy cobble going. That's going to be a must. But I really am anxious now to start building up these walls and then see what that looks like from there. So that's going to be the next 2 things. I'm really excited about it. We're going to build up the walls, basically underneath the dirt, and I'm going to try and make that look as natural as possible as well. So they're not going to be flat by any means. So we're going to build up those walls, and then we're going to basically fill in the beds. And oh gosh, it's just so much work, guys, but I'm really getting excited now. I can feel it. It's finally starting to happen, and I'm really, really excited. So, all right, I'm going to start building this stuff up, I guess. And I think, yeah, you know what? Before we go, oh, no. Ooh. Okay, so, okay. So, yeah, I think I can't show this whole thing in like a third-person time-lapse because it's just too enormous. I hope that you understand. So I think what I'm going to do instead is I'm going to pick one section of this and build that in a time lapse, and then and then when I come back for the next update, it'll be when I have all of the walls completed. So let's get started, guys. It's going to be epic build time. Let's go. Alright, well guys, I've been at this for so long. I'm going to try and quickly show you some of the work that I've done because I did do a lot of stuff off camera too. This is the first part that you saw in the time lapse, was constructing this bit over here. And this is, so to give you an idea, I'm building up these walls, right? And they're very undetailed. I kind of just did the shape first, and that's the goal. The next step is going to be to come in here and to use some detail blocks. Now, most of this is going to be underwater, so unfortunately, you know, shaping wise, it's going to be very blocky like this. But I've got some andesite, some granite, some diorite that I can throw in here, some cobblestone, mossy cobble, to kind of texture it up a lot more. And then I'm going to do the same thing over here. In fact, if we go over here now, do you see the scope of this project? I mean, good lord. But yeah, so I did this bit. This is eventually how I would like the entire lake floor to look, is something like this. Very textured, using, oh man, like 6 or something different blocks with some occasional lighting as well. And yeah, I spent so long just doing that little part. I mean, it's a little bit boggling, but you can see I've already got this part shaped out at least. So that's cool. That's why I was able to kind of go in and do that. But I've got this area shaped out pretty good. I really like how this looks. So I just need to go in and do the detail blocks. Let's see, what else? But yeah, this whole central bit I did, and a lot of these walls, like this one over here, I did before I even started the time lapse. So you can kind of see I've been at this for a very, very, very long time already. So I've got to build up this wall here, including the inside. So like these walls, actually no, I don't need walls over here. These dirt bits, you're going to see some of these dirt walls, and eventually those are going to lift up into cliff sides. So I think for now, when you see these dirt walls that are sort of above where the water line is meant to be, that's going to stay for a while until I'm ready to build the cliff sides. That's when this is going to get really, really, really cool. But yeah, so I've still got that wall to do. I've got another wall over here. Pretty big, pretty good sized wall over here to do. And then I've got another wall over here. Now, I don't mind doing the walls so much. That doesn't really take that much time. Filling in all of the dirt takes a long time, and detailing takes a really long time. So I've got to do those 3 walls. I need to fill in at the very least. So the state that we have this over here with the coarse dirt on top, I've got to get that done for all of them. And then I'm debating here. I do, at the very least, I think I do want to detail up these cliff walls as much as I can. Yeah, but man, that's going to take so long. So here's what I'm thinking of doing, okay? I'm thinking about greatly scaling back the scope of this project, at least in the short term, okay? So I'm thinking I go through, I detail up all the walls, right? And then where I have to, I fill in like these areas over here. And, you know, shaping-wise, maybe I don't even shape them out just yet. I don't know. Maybe I do, maybe I don't. But yeah, but there's so much area to fill in, right? But then this whole area, like, okay, if you look at this whole area here where the beacon is, basically everything on the outside of this central part right here, man, I love how that central part's looking though. But all of this area, this is so many blocks to place. It is unreal. Basically, I'm thinking of leaving out the step. I'm thinking about leaving out this step right here, where I detail this up, and I'm thinking about leaving out this step that we kind of started on over here, where I shape out the land. Because with respiration and aqua affinity and some breathing potions, what are they called? I don't remember. Underwater breathing potions and some night vision potions, I can always come back to this. And what would be really great is all of this grass would be dirt. So that would be a huge help. I'm thinking, as much as I really kind of don't want to skimp out, like, I feel like that's doing it halfway, but guys, this would take me, I don't know how long. Weeks. It would take weeks, and I've already been working on this literally for a couple of months or so, just when I had time, right, in between Diamond Society episodes. And I don't want to spend forever without a video, and I don't want to spend forever away from the Diamond Society. So I think, don't hate me, but I think that's what we're going to do, okay? I think I can be okay with that. I think I can live with that. Although, now that I think about it, filling in the water, that's going to be a nightmare too, doing it like this. Filling in the water is going to be a nightmare. You just, it's too big. The project is too big, but we will persevere and we will pull through this because I am determined. I want to see Sanctuary flourish. So, I've been talking for a very long time. Hopefully you guys understand where I'm coming from. And before the next update video, what I want to get done is basically what I talked about here. So I want to do everything that I need to do before it's time to fill it in, and I want to show that to you. I want you to see what these walls are going to look like once they're fully detailed, and once I get rid of the straight line of dirt and all of that stuff too. So yeah, it's going to get a heck of a lot better looking, at least on these walls. And then probably I'm going to get all that stuff filled in as well. So it's going to be a long time before my next cut. But anyway, guys, I'm going to get back to work, and I'll see you in a little bit. But unfortunately, that's going to have to wait until next time, guys. I'm sorry. It's such a big project, you know, so I recorded over 40 minutes worth of footage probably. And, well, I know, definitely between 40 and 50 minutes worth of, like, update footage. So, yeah, we're just going to have to make it a 2-part episode, and I hope that's alright. But I'm telling you what, guys, you got a sneak peek at the start of this episode, and it's done, and I love it. So I hope you guys are excited. I hope you like where the project is going. And if you did, please make sure and hit the like button, and feel free to share the video, help spread the word about the series and the channel. Really helps me out. And subscribe if you're new so you can follow along as we continue to build our epic base. But anyway, guys, thank you so much for hanging out with me today, and until next time, may you be happy, may you be well, and take care. I'll see you later.